I'm trying to do a shot for the thumbnail, because now we like YouTubers.
I can pretty much surf anything now, and I'll be thinking this is the best board ever because the waves are like kind of.
Yeah, like when someone says, "Oh my god, I just went Indo, scored a swell," and your board went so good, it's magic. I'm like 100% the board. Nothing to do with Indo perfection. Hello everybody, Happy New Year. First video released of the year. It's another board review because I'm excited about this board. To be honest, we've been busy surfing. I need a break. I've never wanted onshore wind so much. I need to do menial tasks around the house. You know, mow the lawn and put the bins out. Stop pumping. Is this the best winter on record? Comments below. I've got something special. This one is for all the surfers who shuddered when we said that you might be able to use the side piece, which is a twin fin, as a daily driver, as an all-rounder. I have got the next model in the BP range, which is kind of like my babies, on from my mid-length journey, the BP Round, which is essentially updated version of the BP Pro and kind of side piecey mini mid. It's not quite a mini mid, but it kind of is. It's leaning more to that side. But conventional thruster setups and shortboard DNA. The story behind the shape is that I started surfing better for me, not better in terms of, you know, the surfing that's available on the market today, but I started building confidence in my own surfing on the BP Mini, so much so that confidence got the better of me, and I started believing that I could surf more refined shapes and have more sensitive surfboards to allow me to be more maneuverable. And that brought me on a process of surfing the board a bit shorter, a bit narrower, a bit thinner, trying to figure out what I needed to do on the BP Mini to make it more of a shortboard for myself, but keep all of that kind of mid-length glide. Like when it's fully pumping, or when I don't know what the waves are kind of going to be like, I want that go-to board that I know I'm going to catch those waves on, but I can still duck dive it, I can still turn it, I can kind of do everything on it. And it's more refined in feeling to the BP Mini, a sort of naturally born mid-length. I came across this, the BP Round. Conceptually, it is a BP Mini, and then I've tweaked that BP Mini to be more sensitive and to be able to drive it harder off the bottom. I surf the BP Mini in a 6'8", 45 litres, and I surf the BP Round in a 6'6", 38 litres. So the other thing I've done is lost rail length and subsequently taken some foam out of the deck, which has lost volume. Foil wise, same board. Fin area, bottom shape, same board. Outline wise, same board, other than the refinements of the dimensions and then the round tail. And what it gives me is something that I can paddle around in confidence in good, powerful waves, and I can catch waves in small waves. So it's my, you know, my thruster daily driver. If the side piece is my kind of twin fin, because I'm the same as a lot of you guys. I can't quite live with a twin fin as my daily driver, and I found that out over this swell when the waves are powerful. I find the twin fins, they're loose when you're going super, super fast in big, powerful waves, and I find the lack of control, although really, really fun, I find it hard to surf. So I feel like my side piece can be a daily driver for my everyday surf, whereas this could be my everyday driver for more swells and more powerful and essentially, you know, for me anyway, more high performance surfing. So going into the tech overview, starts with the double concave with a slight V out the back, and that double concave dissipates into the single concave, which is from the single concave kind of start to the exit rocker just above the front fin and kind of rolls all the way through the board to the end, and then it just kind of flattens out a little bit at the nose just as you get that tippy kind of curve from the rocker. That gives you loads of lift, gives you, again, how I use single concave, although obviously you're getting lift and more air and water under your board than you would have without the single concave. What I love that it does is you get more curve in your rail line. You get the ability to add rocker, which when you're turning creates more pivot and a quicker dynamic through turns. So at speed, that gives you more control. Thruster setup, standard thruster. I love the H4s in this board. I haven't tried loads and loads of fins with this board, but H4s from FCS2 win always with me on mid-lengths, and it's the same with this board. There's just no better feeling between drive and hold, but then lack of drag. You really feel the lack of drag, and I think it's nice when you've got a kind of longer rail line than you would normally be used to. Having that lack of drag in the fin area just gives you that confidence that you can kind of hold it on rail, but just chuck them and manipulate them a bit without losing control. So I love that feeling. Rocker, I guess, not high, but high for what you would class as a mid-length, even though this is more of a performance mini-mid. It's kind of like consistent rocker and relatively high for the sort of model. So you're looking at kind of short boardy sort of tail rockers and nose rockers, but 4 inches longer, so slightly a dragged out curve, if that makes sense. Relatively continuous. And again, it's just about having control in the pocket. I've got the foam up the front here for paddle. I've got the outlines parallelity for paddle, and I've got the overall length of the board for paddle, so I don't need to worry too much about having lots of board engaged via my rockers and then losing sort of control in pivot and turns. So I add the rocker to sort of compensate for the fact that I'm riding a bigger board, and I love that feeling. The outline is BP Mini-esque, so quite eggy and domey, so you have slightly higher, longer drawn out curve here, a kind of hippie curve through the tail, and then on this particular model I'm dropping it down into that round pin, which is basically meaning I'm refining the BP shape. So I'm getting all that kind of cruise up this side, and then I'm getting the action down this side. And because this one's built for sort of slightly more powerful waves in the way I'm surfing it, having that more sensitivity with less distance between this rail and this rail feels amazing. It's going really well, and I do have to say this might be an instant classic for me. The waves you surf it in, predominantly I want this to be someone's confidence builder. I've been surfing this in double overhead fistral, anything from kind of shoulder to until I poop my pants and don't go in, it's coping with, so that type of range. Of course, it's a mid-length, you could surf knee-high waves if you wanted to, but this particular board, I feel for me personally, would be stiffer, and in those smaller waves, I'd probably surf something like the side piece if I was going to be on the mini-mids in small waves. This would feel touch to me kind of like some of the other more classic mid-lengths on the market. They get stiff when the waves get small, they get boring, and I'm not going to pretend to you that this would feel the same. And I'm sure a good surfer is still going to be able to have that pivot and that cruise around on rail. But for me, this is a light up board. This is like, the waves look good, I'm jumping on this, or the waves look scary, I need some confidence, I'm jumping on this. It's paddling like a dream. It's catching waves really easy, and they can still knife in. So it's certainly been a real key feature of my good surfs over this last swell. This board that's had the ability between performance, confidence, and easy wave entry. Who's this board for? It's for me. I made this board for me. An average surfer who wants to be better. Someone who doesn't like conventional step-ups. It's for someone who wants to lean on the ease of surfing side to make surfing more fun. And it's for someone who wants to scratch that mid-length itch without going for a full-blown 7.2 single fin and having limited abilities to rip, basically. Sizing it, so I ride this in 6'6", 38 litres, my standard board. I would have to call a short stack, which is 5'11" and 34 litres. So yeah, you certainly want to surf this around your mini-mid range, kind of 6'2" to 6'10", depending on who you are, your ability levels and what you want out of the board. I wouldn't go any bigger, you probably need another model, and I wouldn't go any smaller because I'd probably again put you on another model like the short stack. So kind of that mid to slightly higher range of sizes and construction. God, it feels like a bit of a theme at the moment. After being super pro epoxy in some of my performance boards, I'm kind of starting to feel like I'm a PU guy again. So yeah, I've been surfing this in the PU. I wouldn't have a problem with anyone surfing this, especially if they want it as more of a performer in the epoxy line. But me personally, I haven't got a fault with this board yet. I haven't found a fault with this board, so it's working brilliant with base construction. So yeah, a standard PU Classic is really, really nice. If you do want an epoxy on it, talk to us, and if it makes sense during the conversation, then I'm not against it at all. In terms of where this board sits in the market, I'd have to say that it's joining that sort of mini-mid revolution. So we've made some couple of classics like the side piece, and on the form range, we've made the Mod Pro, which has been really successful over on Board Shop. It sits there. You know, you're bored of your mid-length by now, or you're tired of your short board and you don't want to commit to a full mid-length. Well, that range of, yeah, not quite a mid-length, but way more friendly than a short board, it's sitting in that. I actually got filmed for the first time ever. Someone came to the beach, shout out to Rory, my good friend. He filmed me on a session on this board. This was sort of me surfing Fistral in the morning. I had loads and loads of fun. This board paddled well. I was duck diving big sets. I felt super comfortable in the water. The paddle in is a dream. You can see that on the footage. I'm really, really happy with that board. So here's the footage of me. Have a look, let me know what you think. Man's ready. Get a tri rope on in the van. I'll meet you out there. You're steaming.
Where's the genre?
It's in the van somewhere, isn't it? You had it on.
Get something to eat.
Alright. Okay. Just let little man get changed in the shower because his wetsuit was wet from yesterday. We're going to go down to Fistral. I'm trying to get some clips for the BP round model because I'm just finding it really easy to surfboard and I'm feeling quite confident on it, but it's a bit of an all-rounder. So yeah, anyway, my friend's going to film, so hopefully I'm going to post whatever I get. And let's just be honest with it. I'm an average surfer of average ability. The waves are really good today, so I guess, you know, it's one of those days where I shouldn't have any expectations. I should just try and enjoy it, but deep down I feel like I could have a good surf if I get the right waves. So yeah, looking forward to it. We're going to head down to Fistral now and check it and get in there. Right, we're in there. J-Man, you ready? Are you scared? It's pretty big. You're not scared? Waxed up his 5.2, step up ready. I've got my 6.6 BP round, kind of like my step up good wave board. And it's Jackson's little mini charge 5.2, army coloured so you can barely see it. Had a really fun surf this morning at Fistral. The BP round did me proud. I had so much confidence on it paddling and taking off on the bombs, and I was getting some turns done, and I didn't really get any barrels, but I kind of wasn't looking for any. I was just wanting to whack the wall, and I got some footage which I'm buzzing about. I can honestly say that, yeah, Rory caught my good waves on footage, so really stoked to be able to share it with you guys, and you can kind of see that board. I love it. I love that board. It's like whenever the waves are good, I can kind of get on that as like my step up, and then when the waves are small, I can just stick a different set of fins in it, and I can catch loads of waves, go really fast and do turns still when it's small. So it's just proven to be a really nice all-rounder for me, that board. To sum it all up, confidence builder for your sort of average surfer like myself. I feel like it's the start of a generation of boards more like this. I feel like you're going to have more options like this as people work out 7.2s and 6.10s and mid-lengths with, single fins and twin fins, and although really fun and fluid, they're not dynamic enough to fulfill our aggressive needs to whack lips and so on and so forth. So I feel like this is the sort of thing you're going to be seeing coming over the next couple of years, that mini-mid kind of more thrustery based kind of board that will suit anyone coming into the fray a little bit more. If you want to come and demo, we've got a demo. If you want to order on our website, you're welcome to do so. And if you want to order a custom, give us a shout and we'll take you through those options. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you want me to review some more boards, maybe other brands. Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? We've kind of been talking about it behind the scenes. I don't feel comfortable doing it, but I feel like if someone asks me to do something, I'm open to it. But anyway, thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. More videos dropping soon. Hope you guys got as many waves as us since this year's kicked off. And yeah, see you next video.
What fin setup do you have? when you were surfing this board?
I surfed the H4s.
Yeah.
Froster H4s.
You showed me so many clips of you surfing. You're like, it makes it sound like I've only been filmed 3 times.
No, but that's like,
It's just one of the waves.
I've had odd waves that people have caught while they're filming someone else, and I'm like, oh, thank you, but I wish you got that one.
Yeah.
But this, I think Rory did, he only missed 1 wave, as far as I can, like 2, maybe 2.
It's by far and away the best wave I've seen you surf.
Yeah, it's the best wave I've ever had on footage, for sure. The 4-turner you're talking about, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the best wave I've ever had on footage. Yeah. No, I'm absolutely stoked on it. I love this board, and do you know what's really funny? Is that so the side piece, I've been surfing that loads. I took it to Wales, I did a whole trip on that board, and I love the feeling of like looseness and expressive surfing that you can do on that board. But I am this guy. I'm the I want to push hard, and I want to I don't want the board to dictate the biggest thing I can do. I want to do that myself. So this felt like after today, and well, after Saturday, Sunday, and today, surfing this board so much, I'm like, yeah, nah, if you right now, if you take all my boards that I've got and said you could only have one, that is the one.
So I was going to ask that, like, when do you reckon the short stack's going to stay in the shelf for a bit now? As in, when it gets to 3-4 foot?
No, should I tell you when I surf the short stack? Is when, like, kind of that big.
So it gets a bit smaller now.
Yeah, because I think that's a little bit stiff. Like you surfed it, didn't you, in Anza? It was like, yeah, it was like, nah, it was like 2 foot and just dumpy kind of like waves, and he was like, and I'm the same in that sort of wave.
Well, I reckon you could surf that as a twin fin then.
I mean, I nearly wanted to say it on the video, but I didn't want to be like contrived. But of course, you could put a 2+1 in that, loosen it up a little bit, and it's a new board. And so it's not, but that's why it's an all-rounder. Someone can come to that themselves.
Do some nice upright twin fin on that, and
Yeah,
pivot off.
pivot, yeah, you could, but then I bet the side piece is more fun. But maybe you're a conventional guy like me, so
That's
like,
the point. If it's a one board, it's just the optionality.
yeah, and I'm lucky enough that I can have like a million different boards, but someone who's looking for the one piece who wants it to be more dynamic and do their better surf in conventional better surfing.
Because what's the width on that?
Oh, you do this to me and I never, like my dimensions are always covered. It's like 20 3/4 at 6'6".
It's narrower than the side piece.
Yeah.
It's got that way more.
But also in nature, the actual outline is narrower as well. So if they were exactly the same dimensions, this would be straighter.
Yeah. So you've got a bit more parallelity with that.
Yes, that's a better way of saying it, yeah.
But it's a board that can take you from longboard, from being a beginner to advanced as well, I think.
I mean, that's why I think these are going to be real popular.
Yes.
Because you don't want to say it because it sounds so salesy, but like, yeah, you could, well, I've got footage. Oh my God, if you're still around watching this and we've put this in because it sounds good to us when we're editing it, I've got footage, which I'll put in now, of my daughter's boyfriend in Morocco on our trip. So we didn't get great swells, but I took this board and I had a few really fun surfs on it. I've got some footage of a surfer for 1.5 years, a very good skater, so it's a little bit skewed, but surfing this board and loving it, getting loads of confidence and then telling me, oh my God, I feel like I was ripping. And you know, like he was making sections on it. And yeah, so it is that as well. It's like what an old school big shortboard was. You know, when like you used to get like, when I was a kid, people would have like, if you weren't very good at surfing and you wanted a shortboard, you'd have a 6'6", and if you were good, you'd have like a 6'0".
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like that. It's like the 6'6" version.
But that 11 just gives it that step up ability.
So I haven't built this for a professional surfer. I built this for me, and I built this for people like me. Do you guys want to see what this does, what this board does with a professional surfer under the feet? Let me know, because we will get that footage if you want to see it. I felt like it didn't need to go in the video, but at the same time,
My motto is just like never ask for permission, just always ask for an apology afterwards. Just show it to them.
I didn't know you had a motto.
Yeah, mate,
There you go.
That's my motto for life.
Like it. There you go.
Oh, forgiveness than it is permission.
Yes. Yeah, better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Fair. Yeah, so okay, maybe watch this space. Maybe we're going to see Joe and Peg or Luke Dillon or Logan Nichols. Absolutely send it on rail. It's got to be a good day though, I think. Because so we can get the shock factor for them as well. Because remember Logan surfing the BP Pro, and that's one of my favourite things. When he comes out the beach, he's like, I'm going to surf this in my heat. Like, absolutely loving it. Like, we need to get them, like, sending it at fish draw on a big day and just, like, Yeah, man. Let's do it. Right. I'm desperate to see this thing. It is. It's a 600 image stabilizer. Oh my God. Bye, everybody.